Don't go in my camera, you bastard. Like this. Haha. Gotcha. Like seriously, it's just enough snow to be like,
yeah, like it
frustrating.
Like in the shot. And
it's not enough to even like be cool in the shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it was like bigger flakes, it'd be like, all right, that's cool.
I wanted to do a video. This is the Horseman 6x12 graph lock back that I use with my Linhof 4x5 camera. Now it is a graph lock style back, graph lock style back. So it'll work on any 4x5 camera like that. It's not exclusive to Linhof. Now I shoot primarily 6x6 centimeters with my Hasselblad, 4x5 with my Linhof, and then this allows me to get a little bit more of that panoramic look. And now 6x12 is kind of the max I go, simply because that's the biggest panoramic size I can print on my current enlarger setup. So on my Linhof, the ground glass actually has a mask for 6x12 on it. Now, Linhof makes a ground glass that has that, and that's the glass that's on there. So Linhof makes a back that just kind of slides in underneath the glass. This one, you have to actually pull the back off and pop this one on. The Linhof ones are really hard to come by, and when you do, they're really expensive. And this one's really been working great for me. I picked this one up off of eBay. I don't remember what I paid, but it wasn't super expensive. And then I had the light seals replaced. Just to make sure that everything was kosher, but otherwise it was in great shape. So we went out to do a shoot, and I wanted to do a panoramic shot. It's an old hotel in Green Bay called Hotel Northland. They renovated it, and there's like a really nice neon sign out, and it's just an old kind of iconic hotel in the Green Bay area. And I thought it would be a really cool panoramic shot with the neon sign right in front. So I scheduled this shoot to go do this and to actually film it about a week ago. Now, when we went out and shot, it was cold. It was so cold. It was unbearably cold. So cold that I almost didn't go take the picture, but I figured I'm gonna go do it. Why not? And it was so cold that I even got a little bit of frostbite on my fingertip. That's a total lie. I actually cut that open, slicing an avocado. We'll just say it was cold, like super cold. It was like 18 degrees, 10, 15 degrees, like ridiculous. Like you shouldn't be outside for really long. When we were actually taking the pictures, like I could not feel anything in my hands. So I'm gonna show you a little behind the scenes video, but we like set up, and it was like, I shot this one roll of film because I really want to print this in my darkroom, and it was so cold I couldn't even set up like another shot. I was trying to like make the gear movements and stuff, and I couldn't feel my fingers at all. Like it was bad. I don't know if I'm just a wimp, because I mean 18 degrees is cold, but it gets a lot colder than that around here. So how I metered this scene was I used my Pentax spot meter, and I have the little zone dial, and you can just Google this and you can find these online. I mean, if you're gonna do the zone system or place different tones, this is definitely the way to go in my mind. But what I did was I placed right between these little planters, I placed those on zone 3. Then I placed the sign, the neon sign, landed on zone 8. So it worked out really, really well. I thought I was gonna have to use like compensating development, but I didn't. I just used standard development, placed the zones right there. And the only thing I was concerned about was the lights underneath here. And those were, I believe those fell at around, I think it was like 13. So they were pretty high. So that's kind of a, you know, just a conscious decision I made while I was out shooting to know that I can take care of that in the darkroom if it is a problem. And actually at looking, you know, at this contact print, they look pretty good just printed normally. So I actually thought it was gonna be quite a bit more of a problem than it was. The audio in the behind the scenes is kind of crap. I had a new mic. I don't know if it wasn't plugged in all the way, but I apologize. I tried cleaning it up as best I could. So sorry about that.
Now I should probably clean that lens really quick. Oh shit. Why are we out here in the freezing? Who does this? Like this. And the biggest thing is you don't want to break the glass and you don't want to move the camera. So then this simply goes in here, and then you can slide these back carefully without messing up your composition. Cock the shutter, pull the dark slide. The lens isn't too jacked up. Move that down real quick. And the exposure.
The other benefits, you know, I could just shoot with 4x5 film and then crop, you know, I mean, clearly you can do that. But I do like, there are some benefits of having a roll of film back. For one, with this, you know, I usually carry about 6 to 10 film holders, which that's like, so it's 2 shots each, 2 sheets of 4x5 for each film holder. So that's like, you know, roughly 12 to 20 shots. Now, with this, you know, I would imagine it takes up probably about the size of three, maybe 4 film holders, but it's really easy for me to grab a ton of 120 film, and on each roll of 120 film, I get 6 shots. So I find it beneficial to have this in, you know, maybe a 5-pack of 120, probably HP5. Also, when I'm looking, like certain things are just gonna work better for panoramic, and then I'll just default to this versus loading a film holder where it's kind of a pain in the butt to go in and load these things in the dark and keep the dust off of them. And I'm not real big on loading them out when I'm out shooting. I don't like doing that. I would rather have extra backs on hand with me. You know, you can't always do that, but I don't like, you know, I don't have a changing tent with me, and I don't like trying to fuddle around with all that. So anyway, that's another benefit of having a roll of film back for your 4x5 camera. You know, I really do like this back. The pictures off it, you know, have been really, really sharp. I do love the 6x12 format, so I'm gonna print some bigger stuff in that panoramic style. And I wanted to get going, and that's why I went out in the cold. I'm like, you know what, I gotta get started on this. This is one of the shots that I really wanna do, and I wanna do a nice darker and black and white print with it. So when I was setting up the shot, it was so cold out there, we basically ran out of there. It was ridiculous. It was just stupid. But what happened was I set up the camera, I leveled the tripod. I didn't even get the little level for my camera out, but I leveled the tripod. When I initially just kind of looked, everything looked really good. but I hadn't, of course I didn't tighten up the ball head all the way. And so it shifted down. So I pulled it back up and I thought I had it level. But anyway, the camera wasn't level. And now after I did the contact sheet, I looked and I can clearly see where these lines are not perpendicular. You know, I did use front rise when taking the shot, and that's the only movement I used. And basically I was gonna, like, I love the tones and everything, but also it's a little bit composed a little bit off. Like I can do better. So versus mess around with this, you know, I did the contact prints, but I'm basically gonna go retake this shot. I love everything about this negative. I really want to print this negative, except that those lines aren't quite right. And it's a, you know, the whole point of me using the view camera is to get that architecture correct. So it's gonna bug me if I just print it like this, which it would probably be okay, but I'm gonna go back. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but I blame the cold. So that's it for this video. I hope you found that interesting. Hopefully you're enjoying warmer weather somewhere. It's 2 days later and it's currently snowing out, but I do plan on, like I said, I'm gonna make a video on how I actually created these, or create my proof sheets, contact sheets, and the importance of doing so. So look forward to that video, and we'll see you next time.